He died from HIV and AIDS, a man-made disease. He was my cousin from my father's side. We became so close and became best friends. If I had the chance to say something before he died, I would have said, I wanted you to be there when I get my matric result. I wanted you to be there at my first day at work. I wanted you to be there for my lobola negotiations. But God says, your plans are not my plans. I shall take life as I gave it on this earth. Life has changed since he was gone. I have no one to tell me jokes and no one to take me out for movies. It's tough to lose someone you love.
She was my relative, so I called her my auntie. She passed away suffering with the disease of HIV and AIDS, and that was so bad and sad. She was so kind, loving, responsible, and intelligent. She had power and did everything with authority. She was my auntie, and we were so close. In height, she was short, but she was working tall. That's the feature I miss most about her. Something she did that used to drive me crazy or get on my nerves was when she was laughing. She laughed very loud. Something that I wanted to say when she was alive was, I loved you and I still love you. And you made me to be strong, and I'm strong today because of your encouragement, your support and love. I understand differently about life in general after passing because there's no one to entertain us and there's no one who can replace herself in my auntie's position.
We shared the same bed and we usually talked before we sleep, as brothers do. He had a voice of girls and he was best when it comes to singing. We once won a choir competition because of him and his voice. He liked to see people laughing and enjoying life to the fullest. If I got a chance to tell him my last word, I would say I love him, and I would also tell him that to me he was not a relative, he was not just a cousin, he was a brother, a very, very close brother.
My grandmother was caring and could do anything when it comes to taking care of her grandchildren. She used to tell me stories about how she grew up and what she loved and what not. We used to sing along while cleaning the house and running around up and down. She was talkative and ever smiling, and she was sweet, but when it comes to bad things that I did, she would roar like a lion, and she taught me respect. She used to tell me that life is difficult out there, and without your family or a relative, you can survive, but in a very difficult way, because you find yourself in situations whereby you are puzzled and not knowing where to go because life is difficult.
She was my sister, friend, and advisor to everything that I would ask or need help. She was also my mentor in helping me with schoolwork and in my teenage relationships. My sister was like a mother to me because she was always there for me, and she would sometimes act like my mother. She was hard like a hawk in terms of standing her ground, and when she fights like a man. She was so kind that if you would need a shoulder to cry on, she was there, and she was so supportive and making follow-ups with her advices. I never had a chance to tell her that I love her the most, and she is a person I'm looking on as to get a beautiful wife better than her. Since my sister has passed on with this virus, I learned that HIV is there and it kills slowly but surely. And I have learned to prevent myself in getting the virus and joined organization to learn more about HIV.
This writing is dedicated to my dearest friend Aries, who passed away last year. I really miss how her healing smile shines like the sun, and she's a really great friend that is always by my side when I need her. HIV took her away, and the cause that she got it is just a real misfortune, and I really want everybody to meet her. She really cracks everybody up with her jokes, and I miss her.
We knew each other very well and went to the same school together. She was the closest friend and the most beautiful girl in school. She was in every guy's tongue at school, even at her place at home, where she stayed. They knew her. Her beauty made her to be recognized everywhere. the brightest star at night among others you can imagine. She was light in complexion, dark hair, and had a flawless, most beautiful face you never saw, and dressed so beautifully. We went to grade 10 together and things were running very smoothly for her. She did her schoolwork and got good grades. It wasn't long until she met this guy. He was very cute. They started to date after midterm and things between us were not the same again. She always thought I was jealous of her because I kept warning her about her boyfriend. I knew her boyfriend from a soccer team. He was all bald, aggressive and bald-headed. He was very physical and that led him to being intimidated among others. My friend used to tell me about him being a good boyfriend, whereas I knew the secret behind his glitz and glam. One day we were in class and during the course of the teaching, I remember our class teacher saying to my friend, her schoolwork has gone below her intelligence. Honestly, I wasn't surprised because I knew that she was spending all the time with her new boyfriend. She was so embarrassed and ashamed, like a dog whose tail ran between its legs. For the first time, someone was confronting her about something real. Months later, we hooked up again and had a conversation about life in general. Well, she told me in details about her relationship with her boyfriend, that he always wanted to have sex frequently and refused to use condoms with her. 2 months later in our meeting, I heard that she was pregnant, and as caring as I am, I went to see how she was holding up, and I was shocked to find her at the state that she was. Her clothes were almost dirty and her hair was untidy. She asked me to accompany her to a clinic. The doctors were amused about how she looked and reprimanded her about the baby's health. Continued the proceedings and gave her an HIV and AIDS test. After weeks finding out that she was HIV positive, she committed suicide, killed both her and the baby. I didn't even have a chance to show my gratitude towards her kindness to me. What I learned about the departure was that life was not really about pleasing other people for you to look good or being recognized among the community, but was based on making informed decisions about yourself and what's good for you.